Ladies and gentlemen, YouTubers around the world, welcome back to another Dune Awakened video. Today's video, more unfortunate news. Dune is falling apart, at least if you're on a big server. I did give you guys some pretty solid advice a while back that I thought was the right advice, which was to transfer to a large server and play with the community, engage in activities, whatever activities you prefer, whether that's running dungeons, PvP, PvE, spicing, farming. It's all better to do it with other players around, right? Well, turns out, guys, I'm having a lot of doubts on that subject. Now, ever since Chapter 3 and the server transfers, we've had more people flooding onto the larger servers, right? Well, it seems apparently they can't handle it for various reasons. More players are coming back for Chapter 3, but not as many as you might think. Dune's population, if we look at the Steam charts here, has increased since Chapter 3's launch. It's gone from around 7,000 to 8,000 concurrent players to between about 12,000 and 15,000 players. Well, obviously, a lot of players from the smaller servers are coming here. There is some issues here, reasonable issues, like they didn't plan out the world map to be so busy, so that whatever server hosts the world map, we're getting these P34 errors that keep popping up, bouncing all around, desyncing. It's pretty awful. But I really don't think this is a huge amount of players be having these issues with. We definitely had way more at launch. This game launched with almost 200,000 peak concurrent players, and the first month averaged 100,000. After that, the second month, 50,000 and 20,000. It went down quite fast. But for the first couple of months, we had tons of players and no issues, right? As far as I know, I don't know about the big servers, guys. Maybe if you were on them, maybe there were issues that I just don't know about. I was on a small server to start, so maybe that's just my own bias, but now we have problems. So ever since Chapter 3, we've had lag, desync, all kinds of outages, problems on various large servers. Some were server related, I believe. At one point, some of the Dallas servers went down for an outage, something like that. It's kind of normal, not really a big deal, but it happens, right? But we've had big problems on the largest servers, PAX and Harmony. Now, I don't know too much about PAX because I don't play there, obviously, but Harmony, just this weekend especially, has been absolutely terrible. All kinds of problems. Today, it finally culminated in the servers being down all day long. So this double EXP week we were supposed to have is now completely cooked for a lot of players. For myself, I had like 25 plus daily quests I was planning to knock out this afternoon, and as soon as I logged in, it was already too late, and the servers were down ever since then. Apparently, Funcom has nobody managing the servers, making sure they stay up on the weekend, so we're not going to get this sorted until a few more hours from now, Monday, when they wake up over in Europe and the developers log in and realize what's happened. It's a huge problem, guys. I have to recommend you guys stay on a smaller server for now. A lot of my guild and people on my server on Harmony have been talking about going to another server. If we all do that, which today a lot of people already started going there with their alts, with whoever, the server population there has increased dramatically very recently, and I can only imagine the exact same thing is going to occur there. Now, maybe there's something tied to Harmony, particularly with the multiple deep deserts, something like that, but I don't think so, because I had a friend who was online all day on Harmony, actually, because he stayed in the deep desert and he didn't leave, no problem. It's not the deep deserts, guys, even though the 3 deep deserts has been kind of a problem for a while, ever since we lost a lot of players on Harmony and deserts have been empty. But now players are going back, maybe it's not such a big deal. It still is kind of an issue. I kind of would have preferred maybe 2 deep deserts for Harmony with the number of players that we have, but it is what it is, and the server has all kinds of issues. If you go into Haga Basin for the past couple of weeks, I mean, even before that, there wasn't really much of a reason to go to Haga Basin, so it didn't really matter before Chapter 3, but you really notice it now, the load times getting onto the screen, the rendering of all the bases in each siege. It just causes all kinds of issues with the game, especially when you got missions now you got to do in Haga Basin, right? It's just a really bad server to be on. I'm sure Funcom is going to respond to this tomorrow, but it just shows you this spaghetti code that's going on here. More bugs are popping up than are being put down. It's going this way, guys. It's going to go downhill. It is going downhill. It's not looking good. I'm not trying to be like a doomer here, guys, but Funcom doesn't care. They don't give a crap. They're going to ban players without warning. We've already talked a lot about that. They didn't set a precedent for banning players for robbing bases. Now they are. It's fine if they had warned people beforehand, I think. They didn't. But now we have a situation where players who actually got the harshest ban, the permanent ban, actually probably got a better deal than the players who got the 14-day ban. Now here's why. So the players who got the permanent ban, they either quit the game and their lives are improving drastically for not having to be playing Dune anymore. Just kidding. Or they create a new account and they're getting caught up and they got to participate in this double EXP weekend, double loot too. They added double loot, guys. I don't know. It was never communicated, but it happened. It was intended to be that way. We got double loot, right? It was great for all the test stamps, which was actually really needed, a much needed feature. The drop rates for a lot of the good items are very, very low. There's just a plethora of garbage. Even though you would say the Ancient Way was once one of the more rare items, it's everywhere now. A lot of the stuff that you really, really want has a low drop rate. The Perforator, Disruptor Pistol, the Regis Repeater Rifle, these items, they're all very low drop rates in these dungeons. So you have to farm them over and over and over again. So it sucks to do them because of this. And when you double the rates, then it's a better chance of getting stuff, including some of the augments, of course, are low drop rates as well. It would have been great if they just made this loot thing permanent. I think it would have solved some problems and we would go on our merry way with having double loot forever. I went on a tangent here. So these players that got banned, they got a new account. They're back in the game already if they want to be, right? Now the players who got the 14-day ban, they're going to be not only an extra week, well, possibly 2 weeks behind from the ban, right? Because let's say they had a full quest log, or maybe they did and then they only are 1 week behind. But then you've got the double EXP weekend with the extra quests. You have all that EXP, all the different types of EXP and loot they didn't get. They're like months behind now, right? Those players are months behind when they come back. Thank you, Funcom. Good job on that. I'm not saying that the players who were victims in this situation didn't suffer and don't deserve compensation. 100% they deserve to be fully compensated and more for everything they lost, for everything that happened to them. But if you take what happened and just have an emotional response and say, oh my God, these poor people, look what you did to them, ban them all or whatsoever, you know, it's ridiculous, guys. It's completely delusional and you're just using emotions instead of logic to dictate what happens here. There was no precedent for this. I brought it up before. There was a glitch previously where you could break down players' subfiefs. No one was banned. Nothing occurred and happened from that. Now, and they never mentioned it. They never said, next time you guys don't ever do this again, we'll ban you if you raid somebody's base in Haga Basin. No, nothing was said. Funcom has never had a precedent for this type of situation, and they just suddenly decided to swing the ban hammer. And all the people think it's great because they're emotionally triggered by what happened, and you're getting rid of all these toxic players, so on and so forth. The community agrees, and Funcom thinks it's great, but it's not. It's really not. You just literally banned a lot of your most dedicated players in the game are now either 14-day banned or permanent ban. I personally haven't heard a lot of cases of the permanent bans, guys. I have heard, you know, I mentioned people reaching out and talking to me about their situation. So I do have some insights on that on the ban wave. It seems like people who raided a lot of bases got the perma ban, not necessarily even powering somebody's base down, but maybe if they raided like 10 bases or something, even if they were all depowered, they got permaban. I've only seen like 1 or 2 cases of that. On the other side, a lot of people I know of have been 14-day ban. They've raided maybe 2 to 4 bases. They're all powered down. They got the 14-day ban. That's how it went down, guys. And I know a lot of people think it was correct, even though it wasn't, because you're thinking about how horrible it would be if it happened to you. I'm not saying that's wrong, guys. I'm saying 100% the players should be compensated. They should be made right. They should be made whole, right? I'm just saying the punishment doesn't fit the bill because there's no precedent for this type of situation in the past. Not even precedent, but no warning. No warning was given to these players. They just got banned. That's it. Anyways, I've talked enough about the ban. It'll never be talked about again, I think, unless there's more bans or something else happens. But that's about all we want to say on it, I think. Even though I know the game power spikes with the damage versus the mitigation are completely going to be thrown out of whack. Nothing makes sense as far as PvP is concerned anymore. You just one-shot players. I was doing this guy this week and we just one-shot each other with our rapiers as soon as we could land a hit. Maybe because it's so laggy, but you can't even tell what's going on when you're using this new weapon. Like if you're going to parry, if you're going to heavy attack, light attack, it's kind of chaotic. The stamina changes too make it kind of crazy. You just burn through all your stamina instantly. Fights are just going to happen a lot faster. They're going to happen faster and they're going to be over faster. So that means there's less room for skill expression in the game. It means there's less room for teamwork with your buddies because people are just going to be dying quickly. It's all going to be about timing. It's all going to be about decision making in a very, very short amount of time. It's going to be very punishing. It's going to be worse overall by a long shot, right? Let's take a look at some augments. So you guys have probably been using a lot of the damage augments, stuff like that, magazine augments, stuff like that. That seems to work okay. But one of the theories I had for PvP was this poison toxicity amplifier augment for the Dune Watcher. My friend got the level 4 that does 100% extra poison damage. It looked like a ton of damage. It took more than half your HP when you got poisoned by this. And I was like, holy crap, the level 5 one, 200%, that might be a one shot. If all you have to do, hit a Dune Watcher, stop them from healing. Maybe that's it. It might be a one shot. It's close, but it might be a one shot. So I was like, okay, this is awesome. Let's try to get this. So I did actually manage to get it this weekend. We got the level 2. We got a Dune Watcher 5. So we plopped it in there and it didn't do anything. It didn't seem like it was doing any more damage than the other one. And in fact, I tested it with my friend and we found it actually did 10 less damage. A Dune Watcher 4 with a level 4 toxicity augment does 134 damage, whereas the Dune Watcher 5 with a level 5 toxicity augment does 124 damage, 10 damage less. What the heck's going on? Who knows? We tested it also with the metabolized poison technique, and in this case, the level 5 edged slightly out on the level 4 with 98 damage versus 94. However, it didn't make any sense. Why wasn't this working? Did they already nerf it? Some people thought. I didn't think it was a nerf. I thought it was a bug, and sure enough, I went back into the augment bench and I found out that when you hover over this toxicity augment, it says what it does, but then if you look at your gun, it says plus shield damage. So what did they tie the wrong augment to this on the back end, and is it messed up? Like, I don't know. I didn't test the shield damage, guys, but this is just ridiculous that we even have this kind of level of quality assurance here in this game. It's like they're just slapping stuff on and not even caring. They're just throwing it together and they're just shipping it. There's no testing here. There's no quality control. There's no nothing, guys. There's just a bunch of servers that are spiraling out of control. And I highly recommend, if you guys want to continue playing this game and you want to play with other people, that you for now stay on a small server, chill there, play the game, do the dungeons, all the PvE stuff, farm all you want, get all the spice and the ore on the small server, right? When there's no lag. And maybe someday down the line, if we're lucky, these bigger servers will get more support and they'll get fixed. I highly doubt it though, guys. I don't think Funcom has the people, the budget, the resources to do anything reasonable to fix these kinds of things. I think this game is just built on a lot of code that they can't crack with the number of people they have. They just can't fix anything, guys. They've left the meshes in the game. They've left the dungeon scaling's been in the game since it came out. It hasn't been fixed. The repair glitch is still out there, which I think that one we all probably just love at this point, and we hope they never fix it. It's out of control, guys. The quality in this game is just at an all-time low, and I just don't recommend this game to anyone. I have loved Dune in the past a lot. One of the favorite games I've played in the last, like, God knows how many years. It's definitely one of the top games in some aspects, with the graphics, with the PvP combat, with the beautiful Dune atmosphere, with the copter flying, even the farming. The farming's fun. Like who can say that in a game? Like, you have fun farming resources. It's kind of fun. But Funcom is just really dropping the ball here, guys, and I just don't see them being able to fix it. I don't think they have the resources to be able to do it. I think the game is going to get worse before it gets better, and I don't think it's going to get better in time to fix anything. I hope that Chapter 4 someday will bring an opportunity for players to enjoy the game again, but right now we had a much better game a few weeks ago before Chapter 3 than we do right now by a long shot. Even without an end game, all that, I think the game was way better before. They should honestly just delete Chapter 3 from the game, roll it all back, and that would be a better game. I mean, obviously that doesn't make sense and they're not going to do that, but where it stands, it's like, what the heck is this, guys? Like, none of this makes any sense. They didn't fix the scaling. Everyone's going to be rolling around in tier 5s with way too much damage and not enough health and shields, and it's just a complete joke. It's a complete fucking joke of a game. I'm sorry, guys. The game is cooked. If you enjoy this game as a single player person, you're gonna, I think, still enjoy the game. It's not completely ruined for you, but if you like to play on a big server with guilds, stuff like that, play the game a lot, it's got a lifespan on it. It's going to be over for you pretty soon, right? There's nothing to do now. You've got your tier 5 from this weekend, or if you're on Harmony, you're way behind and you're probably going to get compensated in some way. But overall, there's not really any reason. If you enjoyed dungeon grinding, running it over and over again, then maybe this is the game for you, and you can stick around and farm, whatever. That's cool. Totally reasonable thing to do. You can build your cool bases. You can do stuff like that. Most of the ways that I enjoy the game the most are just, they're gone. So I'm looking at other games, guys. We're looking at, I saw one that's coming out this week that looks kind of interesting. It's called Marathon. It's based on an old 1995 game that I used to play when I was a kid. It's a PvE extraction shooter. You know, the big hype around that genre of game right now is every game is going to be that, I guess, for whatever reason. So that's the kind of game it is. I don't know too much about it, but I'll look into it this week and see if it's something I want to play. Hopefully something else comes along, because right now, guys, I think Dune is just, it's not it anymore, guys. There's just, yeah, I'm sorry to be such a friggin' downer on it, but I've just been, like, I've got friends who quit right when Chapter 3 launched. I've got friends who got banned. I got friends who quit today, who quit this weekend because they don't want to play the shitty game anymore. You hate to see it. That's why I'm complaining, guys. It's not because I didn't enjoy the 1,400 hours or 1,500 hours now probably that I've played on the game. I did enjoy most of it. It's just that the quality of that gameplay in the last like month has just deteriorated rapidly and is making me hate the game instead of enjoy the game. My history with Dune is I played it since launch, guys, constantly, the whole time I've been playing since launch. There was a point in the middle where I kind of took a short break, like a week or two, where I was like, there's nothing going on my dead server. Do I wait for server transfers or do I make a new character on Harmony? And there were some PvP changes I didn't really like, so I was kind of leaning towards away from the game. I came back, I re-rolled on Harmony, made a whole new character, started all over from scratch, joined a big guild, and I've been having fun that whole time. It's just recently, since the new changes, since the way they changed the game, that it's just not fun anymore, guys. So that's just that's really it. It's not like I'm giving the game overall a bad review. No, guys, it got a great review. It's just that they're making changes that are ruining the game, and that's pretty much where I'm at this point. It's just a shitty MMO game now. So there you go. Sorry, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the game, and hopefully they'll bring it back for guys like me who want to enjoy it as well. Anyways, guys, have a good one. We'll catch you later. Peace.